Hi, my name is Kyle Hubby. I am a customer success manager here at Feathr. Thank you for having me, Kimberly, and the team at Advancing Organizational Excellence. Tell you a little bit about Feathr real quick before we jump in. We do digital advertising, email marketing, data analytics, and reporting. We combine it all together to tell the story of your bespoke, hopefully bespoke customer journey. In my particular role, I work with existing customers, and my focus is on agencies and AMCs. I work with over 100 agencies, and I review thousands of campaigns every month. So my scope of data is quite wide, and I focus on increasing success metrics and return on investment with our clients. So today we'll look at basic types of marketing, the types that are growing, and then how that is applicable for associations and how you should think about budgeting for them. So trends in 2023, what you must do, what are the marketers saying? Also, what is the marketplace saying? This will be my opinion, but my sources are Feathr, a marketing survey done by Salesforce, and then a recent study done by Emeritus through MIT. Feathr works with association event organizers. You can see we work with 15 of the Fortune FTSE 200, as well as ran 90,000 campaigns last year. For about 28,000 clients. Okay, so what are marketers predicting? I think the slide is just telling you that marketers and CMOs are expecting growth, revenue growth, engagement, you name it. And it comes at a good time because people are spending more time online than ever. It was a trend that was already in motion pre-pandemic, and the pandemic just simply accelerated that. It works in our favor in the world of digital advertising. So if you want to grow, you can't necessarily do what you did last year. I think that's kind of the old trope around growth. So what is successful for associations now? We're talking about kind of the trends. And one of the big trends that I'm seeing is around influencer marketing. When I say influencer marketing, I'm not referring to Kim Kardashian posting an introduction to her detox team. I'm referring to your advisory board, your board of directors, your influencers within your partner groups, and setting them up with co-branded, digitally designed, beautiful assets that they get to share. So think banner ads that they can post on their LinkedIn or their Twitter, or think email templates that they can send out in their weekly newsletters or to their peer group. And then you have landing pages, which kind of serve as a microsite between all of that and connect the assets for them. But that is one of the biggest trends right now, because you get to lean on people who are already advocates for your industry, your trade, your organization, and satisfy and delight them by giving them something to share with their audience. For you and for them, one, it's all trackable, it's measurable, but it helps you expand your reach without doubling your efforts. And you're doing it in a very authentic way with your partner groups, and they love it. The second trend I'm seeing, and should be no surprise, it's omni-channel marketing. And omni-channel really means not having to pick and choose, but more or less combining the different channels that are available to you in a way that either complements, supplements, or replaces, right? And digital advertising is a part of that channel. We also see social media. We also see your website. And I think that's one of the most underutilized things I see within agencies, AMCs, or with associations, is seeing the value of your website. That's a channel where a known audience is going and expressing interest in your events or your membership or your online materials. And so step one with ad retargeting is just simply recognizing that they're there. You're investing in their intention. And then when they click away, they get to see a little ad about what they were clicking on that gets them to come back. Excuse me, a little action there from my stand. But that's more the omni-channel. We're thinking email, we're thinking your website, we're thinking about how do we get people to come back to your website. And that's really what this all boils down to. It's two things: getting new people to see your brand, or getting a known audience more engaged with your brand. And so one tool we really like for expanding reach or getting new eyeballs to your website is a tool called geofencing. It is a unique way to get your message in front of an audience that's generally hard to reach. So a great example is World of Concrete is coming up. It's an event that y'all have worked so hard to put together, and a lot of industry specific folks are going to be attending. Well, how valuable would it be to be able to serve a digital ad to everybody's mobile device that's at World of Concrete? The idea being that we've tracked that device, and now after they leave World of Concrete and they're super excited to go back to their lives and use all this new information that they got because they're so jazzed up, you can now retarget them after they've left the event. So you've built a new audience, and now you have the option and ability to engage them. So again, geofencing just helps you kind of cut through and get to your target audience if you happen to know when they'll be there and where they'll be. Email is another topic. It's a sustainable trend. It's not going anywhere. Email works, but it doesn't work as well on its own, right? So open rates, we all talk about open rates, getting better engagement. Solution is not to just send more emails. It's to go back to the omni-channel approach and start to complement your email channel. So how might you do that? Well, if you send an email for an event, might it make sense to run your digital advertising alongside that send? So if I, Kyle, went to the website and I was looking at World of Concrete, and like 50% of the audience, I left and I didn't purchase a ticket. Well, our software, and there are other softwares out there that will do this for you, will recognize that I was on the website. And as soon as I leave, you can trigger an email to be sent to me talking about the event. That's Smart Send. It complements your digital advertising, and it runs alongside of it. And it works both ways. So if I received an email and I opened it and I clicked on something in there about the event, but I didn't register, well, now you can start retargeting me with ads. So right there, we filled a gap in engagement because you no longer have to wait 14 days to send another email just to engage your hottest leads. And then we have artificial intelligence. And so how AI is applicable to associations, because it's such a big world. We're talking about artificial intelligence in the realm of ad placement and getting the ad in front of the right person. So what that looks like, a lot of people are saying, are asking me, Kyle, where do my ads get served and how do they get there? Well, there are demand side platforms that push your ads out to all the different websites, and Yahoo is an ad exchange, Google is an ad exchange, you have Facebook. And what we do with our customers is we make it easy to get that ad wherever that audience member goes. So our software finds the right person because we're doing pixel-based retargeting on the website. When they click away, this is where the AI takes over. It's called real-time bidding, and it'll recognize if I'm on CNN or the Weather Channel, and it's going to place an ad in front of me while I'm there based on an action that I've taken on your website. And then through that, we get to track the results of the ads, click-through rates, engagement, and then ultimately leading us onto conversion. Okay, so we get to optimize your different creatives because you get to see the stats around, what's working and what's not. And I think one of the biggest thing about digital advertising that gets overlooked is the analytics and reporting. You can learn so much about your audience just through metrics like this, because if I have same size creative, I'm doing some A/B testing, I have an opportunity to test my messaging with my audience. And that's a huge learning for any organization doing digital advertising, is testing the messaging for your audience. And the numbers don't lie. Okay, so speaking about the data and analytics, one of the biggest things in digital advertising, whether it's with Feathr or a tool similar to Feathr, you really need visibility. It needs to be transparent. You have to be able to tell the story from the first time, your point of entry, or when you first engage someone, all the way down to conversion. And what you've done there is you've created a full funnel solution. And Feathr is a full funnel solution. You have tools and channels that you're using that kind of piece together a full funnel solution. Whether you do it with Feathr, you're piecemealing it together, or you have another tool that does this for you, really combining top of funnel with middle, down to your hottest leads, getting them to take action. And so that way you can see dollars in, how many people you engage, how do my creatives and my messaging do? I can measure that with click-through rates. Most importantly, how much did I increase my attendance by? And then you can see here, they put $6,800 in to the media across different campaign types, geofencing, retargeting, email, and then turn that into $92,000 in, I would call it, return on an ad spend. Okay, that was that multi-channel approach, and I just kind of touched on that a little bit, but they expected to spend $7,000. You can see the results here. This story is not too dissimilar from many events that I work on, membership campaigns and online materials and trainings as well. So, okay, how much does it all cost? How much should you be thinking about budgeting? Think about it by use case is what I would say. The use case is membership acquisition, growth, retention. That's a bucket. You have attendee acquisition for your events. That's a very useful use case. And you also have online materials, continuing education, training. All of those are how I would bucket these marketing initiatives to think about budget. Membership, if it's an evergreen, you should be engaging and nurturing your prospects, your potential renewals, your current members throughout the year. And what I see is about $500 a month in engagement campaigns throughout the year. For an event such as World of Concrete, give yourself about 5 months worth of marketing, and I would say start with about $1,000 a month. And you saw in my earlier example, it was $6,000, $7,000 turned into 98. So it is a very reasonable amount of money to be spent across multiple campaigns, because remember, you're touching new audiences, you're nurturing an audience, and then you're inciting action. And then social does not require media spend. And when I say social, I'm referring to the influencer marketing, where your partners are sharing materials across their social platforms in that sense. Happy to talk more about budgets if there are any specific use cases or just specific asks that you have with me. Okay, so Kimberly sent me over some frequently asked questions. Some of them I touched on, but I just want to see if I can get to a few of them with the time that we have. Social media trends, I mentioned it's going to be the influencer marketing and the omni-channel approach. Easiest to implement from a campaign standpoint, cart abandonment campaign for sure. Anybody who starts registering but then leaves, we've called that a cart abandonment. They're your hottest leads. They've gone through the whole registration flow. They got to the last step and they just didn't take an action. Well, serve them an ad 10 times over the course of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we'll get them to convert. So cart abandonment for sure. Some misconceptions about campaigns and what you can accomplish. This is one that I could probably speak to at length, but I think common misconceptions are, I would say, I think common misconceptions are you can turn on one campaign and have it do one thing and have it also get you the results that you want. One of the things I see about marketing is it's not just omnichannel, but it's multi-channel, it's multi-step. There's multiple touch points that you have to get people to engage with and get them to the next step. And so when I think about marketing, it does require some of these almost seemingly pedantic campaigns where it's, oh, they've clicked on it. Now I need to serve them an ad to say, thank you for clicking. Well, in fact, you do, because we are stewarding people from one step to the next. And I think there's a common misconception that one campaign is the catch-all for your entire digital advertising strategy. And I think the beauty of it, in fact, is that you get options to run multiple campaign types to figure out what works best for your audience. Geofencing, I touched on, drop a pin on a map, serve a digital billboard to people's mobile devices, and how to leverage partnerships with exhibitors, sponsors, speakers to build attendance at events. And I think there's a typo in my presentation, but that's okay. I'm human. I talked about that as influencer marketing. There are a few other ways that we look to leverage partners and including your partners' audiences. If anybody wants to, if that sparks interest, love to chat more. I know Kimberly and her team would love to chat with you as well. That's all the time that I have. Thanks for having me and have a great day.